One of the things that scares Christians the most is the word evangelism. And 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 gives us what I think is a very encouraging instruction about how to prepare ourselves for evangelism. Here's what he writes. In your hearts honor Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you, and do it with gentleness and respect. This idea of keeping Christ as holy has to do a great deal with glorifying Him by how you live your life, what you say, what you do, where you go, where you don't go. And then being prepared to make a defense. Certainly that involves defending the faith when that's necessary, but it could simply mean telling people why you have hope in Jesus Christ, so that you can then tell them what Jesus has done. There are some really simple and powerful tools out there to help you do just that, to be prepared to give a defense or an explanation of why you believe. I'm going to give you two of them really quickly. One of the things that you can do is sit down and write down your salvation story. What your life was like before you came to know Jesus, how you came to know Jesus. Was it a Sunday school teacher? Did you study the Bible out in depth and come to a conclusion that the Bible was telling the truth about Jesus? How did you come to know and believe in Jesus? And then what difference has that made? For some, that difference could be a very dramatic change in life and purpose. For me, there's a lot of changes that's taken place, and one of those changes was, as a man, I felt in my 20s that I had no purpose in life. And for me, part of the good news included this: God has created me on purpose for a purpose. And the same is true of you, beloved child of God. And so share that story. Another thing is a gospel tool that was created by a guy named Jimmy Scroggins called the 3 Circles. And it gives a very simple way to share the gospel to people, especially people who really know almost nothing about the Bible. And so I would encourage you to do those two things. Check out the 3 Circles gospel presentation and write out your salvation story. And be sure to include the essence of the gospel, that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that He lived a sinless life among us. He died on the cross to pay for our sins and rose again, so that whosoever believes in Him would not perish, but have everlasting life.